Just because she lost her phone, the girl ends up in this state. The police have not found any clues yet, and another girl loses her phone. A man picks up the phone and finds he cannot unlock it, so he smashes it against the corner of a table. The owner calls, and he uses a voice changer to say the phone accidentally broke, so he sent it to a repair shop. Nami follows the address he provides and finds the repair shop in a remote apartment. The man disguises himself as a repairman and asks Nami to fill out a form to verify her personal information. Nami, unsuspecting, writes down her phone password. The man returns to his office, quickly removes the phone's back cover, unscrews the screws, carefully takes out the motherboard, and replaces it. He then applies new glue, installs a new screen and a special camera. After reassembling the phone, he connects it to a computer and installs malware. Finally, the man uses his phone to hack into its system. After Nami takes the phone, everything she does on it is mirrored on the man's phone. He begins to collect Nami's private information, including her home address, food delivery orders, favorite games, chat records, and more. He can even remotely control Nami's phone camera to monitor her at all times. The man records all details in a notebook. Nami becomes his ninth target. Unaware, Nami continues her daily routine, going to work, socializing, and helping at her father's cafe after work. One day, a handsome man comes into the cafe. He orders a grapefruit juice not on the menu, claiming to be a regular. Though puzzled, Nami makes it since she likes grapefruit juice herself. While waiting, the man plays a mobile game that Nami recognizes as her favorite shooting game. She becomes interested in the man and learns his name is Woo Jun, but this raises her father's suspicion, as he has no recollection of Woo Jun, meaning he is not a regular. When Nami is at work, Woo Jun sneaks into her home, observes her habits, and goes through her personal belongings. Woo Jun devises an evil plan. He withdraws a large sum of money from the bank and discards the passbook, then uses the money to order many business cards. Meanwhile, the police discover that money has been withdrawn from the female victim's account, and a small tree has grown near the body. Seeing the tag with Woo Jun written on it, Detective Wooji panics. It's his son's name, but 7 years ago, Woo Jun ran away from home due to Wooji's strictness and has not contacted him since. Wooji hides this information. He checks the bank surveillance footage and finds Woo Jun's home. There, he discovers a suitcase filled with phones and fake business cards. The notebook contains personal information and social connections of many women, including the victim. Suddenly, Wooji's phone vibrates and falls. It's a message from Woo Jun, with a photo of Wooji searching the house. Woo Jun realizes someone is inside when he sees the string he placed in the doorframe on the ground. He quietly goes to the back window and sees Wooji rummaging through the house. Wooji realizes Woo Jun is nearby, but when he rushes out, he sees no one. However, Woo Jun keeps sending him photos. He searches forward by following the orientation of the photos taken. Soon, he realizes that he has been tricked. When Wooji returns to Woo Jun's house, all evidence is gone. Woo Jun provocatively left him the last page of his notebook. Due to her excellent sales performance, Nami receives a commendation from her boss, who secretly gives her a raise and asks her not to tell her colleagues. That evening, she meets a client at her father's cafe, only to find it's Woo Jun. He says he ordered a DVD online, which turns out to be a product from Nami's company. Woo Jun also mentions he has a concert ticket he can't use and asks Nami to sell it for him. Nami realizes it's the ticket she wanted but couldn't get, so she buys it from him. Woo Jun then gives Nami his business card. Nami's father becomes even more suspicious of Woo Jun, feeling he is deliberately catering to Nami's interests. On the way home, her father warns Nami that Woo Jun might have ulterior motives, as everything seems too coincidental. Nami dismisses her father's concerns, leading to an argument, which Woo Jun listens to through Nami's phone. At home, Nami's father receives an apology text from her, lifting his spirits. Nami sends another message with a link, asking him to download a software. Trusting his daughter, he installs it. Soon after, he receives a delivery notification. As he steps out to get the package, a shadowy figure knocks him out. When Nami returns home, she hears someone trying to unlock her door. Remembering her father's warning, she panics. Suddenly, a phone is pushed through the door gap. It turns out to be Nami's friend Yoonju. Yoonju says she lost her job and plans to stay with Nami for a few days, claiming Nami invited her via text. Nami, who never contacted Yoonju, thinks she is joking. As Nami sleeps, her phone lights up, indicating Woo-jun is remotely controlling it. The next morning, Nami wakes to find multiple missed calls from her boss and sees her company's chat group abuzz with talk about her. She opens her social media to find posts defaming the company and bragging about her raise. Panicked, Nami rushes to work, where colleagues give her hostile looks. Her posts cause numerous customer cancellations, and her once supportive boss mercilessly fires her. All this is Woo-jun's doing. He aims to destroy Nami's social relationships, isolating her before killing her. This social and physical death is Woo-jun's twisted pleasure. Nami angrily reports to the police but lacks evidence to prove the posts weren't hers. Her father messages her, saying his cafe is closed today and asks Nami to watch it. Unaware of her father's kidnapping, Nami goes to the cafe with Yoonju. They suspect a hacker has attacked Nami's phone. Coincidentally, Woo-jun arrives. Nami, recalling his business card, remembers he is a cybersecurity engineer and asks for his help. Woo-jun pretends to check the phone and claims it is infected with a virus, but doesn't know the source. Before leaving, he signals Nami for a private talk. He warns her to be cautious of those around her, as the virus wasn't network-based but manually installed. Nami notices Yoonju secretly taking photos of her. Remembering Yoonju was the only one with her last night, Nami concludes Yoonju is the culprit. Yoonju, feeling wronged and unable to bear her best friend's suspicion, angrily confesses to the crime and storms out.
해보라고 증거 있어?
Woo-jun watches with satisfaction. At this moment, the police discover 7 more bodies of young women, all brutally killed. Woo-ji knows these are all Woo-jun's doing. Unable to believe his son could do such things, he begins his own investigation without waiting for orders. During the search of Woo-jun's house, Woo-ji took photos of the business cards and, using the addresses, he and his partner find Woo-jun's phone repair shop. But the place is empty. Woo-ji finds repair orders for the phones of the 8 female victims, indicating Woo-jun used the same method to kill them. Suddenly, 2 police officers walk in, followed by Nami. She has started to suspect Woo-jun, and before coming here, she turned off her phone. Nami borrows a police officer's phone to call the number on the business card, but the company says they have no one named Woo-jun. It becomes clear that Woo-jun is behind all this. To clear her name, Nami decides to use herself as bait to lure Woo-jun. She is Woo-jun's 9th target, and he doesn't know she suspects him. Nami claims her computer might also be infected with a virus and invites Woo-jun to her home to check it. Woo-jun quickly agrees. Woo-ji waits in ambush downstairs, ready to arrest him. To avoid arousing Woo-jun's suspicion, Nami prepares a feast and places it in view of her phone's camera. Woo-jun arrives at Nami's building at the agreed time, and Woo-ji gets out of the car to arrest him. But Woo-jun sees Woo-ji's reflection on his phone screen. Before he can escape, Woo-ji stops him. Realizing he is surrounded, Woo-jun remains calm.
뒤돌아.
When he turns around, Woo-ji is stunned. This man's face is unfamiliar. He is not his son.
저 그런 사람 아닌데요.
신고가 들어서 왔는데 많이 놀라셨죠? 총을 보고도 안 놀라시네.
Woo-jun ignores Woo-ji's demands and instead asks to see their police IDs. He threatens to sue them for pointing guns at a civilian without wearing uniforms. Ultimately, Woo-ji has to let him go, as they are conducting an unauthorized investigation. No one else appears near Nami's home afterward. Woo-ji can't understand the connection between this man and his son. His superiors call, ordering him to stop the investigation and return to the station. Woo-ji advises Nami to use a different phone, so she retrieves her old phone from her room. To ensure Nami's safety, Woo-ji takes her to her father's home. Before leaving, Woo-ji gives Nami his business card, and Nami promises to text him every hour to confirm her safety. Nami calls out for her father, but gets no response, so she goes to his bedroom. Seeing him asleep, she doesn't think much of it and goes to her room to rest. As soon as Nami lies down, she receives a text from Woo-jun. He asks why she changed her phone and tells her to call him. Nami is puzzled until she hears a phone ringing from the ceiling. She realizes with horror that Woo-jun has already infiltrated the house. She rushes to her father's room, only to find pillows under the blanket instead of her father. Nami locks the door and tries calling Woo-ji, but the number gets automatically deleted, and the phone camera starts taking pictures on its own. Woo-jun had already discovered her backup phone during his previous break-in and installed malware on it. Nami knows she must face this crisis alone. Suddenly, a recording of her argument with her father starts playing in the room. Following the sound, she finds Woo-jun hiding behind the sofa. Anxiously, Nami asks Woo-jun where her father is. He smiles and shows her a video, revealing her father is kidnapped. Woo-jun uses this to force Nami to text Woo-ji and assure him she is safe. Clearly, he has been eavesdropping on their conversations. Nami complies and throws away Woo-ji's business card. After resolving Wooji as a hidden danger, Woojun feels completely at ease. He ignores Nami's hateful gaze and goes to the restroom alone. Seeing the devil so close, Nami grabs a weapon, ready to attack. Peeking through the door, she sees her father bound in the bathtub. Woojun threatens Nami with her father's life, making her tape her own feet. He then orders her to turn around and squat. When Nami hesitates, he turns on the bathtub faucet. Helpless, Nami lets Woojun tie her hands. However, Woojun doesn't keep his promise and continues filling the tub. After cursing in anger, Nami begs Woojun to spare her father, but the devil is unsatisfied. He throws Nami into the tub, pinning her on top of her father. He wants Nami to drown her father and then die in the water herself. Filled with pain and despair, Woojun takes a photo of Nami's despairing face and sets it as his phone background. Before he can savor the moment, he notices the discarded business card. It has a handwritten note. Do not text, only call. Woojun realizes he has been tricked. Nami had verbally said she would text while writing a note to Wooji indicating she would call. Receiving the text, Wooji immediately understands Nami is in danger. At the same time, the police inform him they have found another body, and DNA tests confirm it is Wooji's son, Woojun. Wooji is stunned. Isn't Woojun at Nami's house? As a police officer breaks in, Woojun grabs a spike, ready to attack.
버려. 너 뭐야? 뭐 하는 새끼야?
아버지.
Wooji beats the pervert, questioning him about his son's whereabouts, but the pervert insists he is Wooji's son Woojun, pleading continuously.
그만 좀 때려요. 나 너무 아파.
For a moment, Wooji hesitates, but
이건 진짜 속네? 그 병신이 무슨 사람을 죽이냐.
Wooji shows no mercy, raining punches on the pervert's face. Following his gaze, Wooji notices the suitcase. The pervert had hacked Woojun's phone and set a trap to kill him. He assumed Woojun's identity to continue his crimes, planning to pin everything on Woojun. Wooji finds his son's phone. Seeing the gruesome photos of Woojun's death, he is devastated and wants to kill the pervert immediately. But the pervert taunts him, saying he will apologize and go to jail. Knowing Wooji can't and won't kill him, Wooji seethes with anger but knows, as a police officer, he must stay composed. By now, another officer has saved Nami, but her father isn't as fortunate. Hearing the pervert's arrogant words, Nami's eyes fill with murderous intent. She takes the officer's gun and approaches the pervert step by step. In his shocked gaze, Nami pulls the trigger. The police find all the evidence of the pervert's crimes in the suitcase, but no one knows who he really is.